crush on him. So I respect that, and first she also just broke up with her ex-boyfriend. She didn't want to commit into a serious relationship. So all that like play, timing is everything. So, and I guess all that play in her and Craig's favor. And even in my own situation, timing was everything, because my situation when I first dated Lexi wasn't the most ideal. But then, I understood that I was making a mistake, and I made a mistake to let her go. And even she's the one that decided to break up with me. But like, I came to the realization that, my heart belonged to her, and it took me time, and timing is everything. And that's how it is in life.
Did she watch Summer House? Like, did she see, you were crying on national TV, which
yeah.
She watched it all.
She watched that, and she watched a few episodes, but she definitely watched all that part. And she felt a little bit guilty because, she didn't want to talk to me at the time. There was no chances that she would answer any of my messages. So she felt a little bit guilty, and but I'm glad that I was able to watch it with her, because I feel like if I would have watched that by myself, even if it would have been like almost 9 months after, I would have still like felt really sad inside. So I'm happy that I was watching with her next to me, because I was just looking on my left, and see her there was making me really happy.
So when you went back and pursued her, just eventually, what was it? Like, what was that thing that eventually she went from like not answering you to answering you to now you're dating?
She didn't speak to me for 5 months, for literally 5 months. And we used to run into each other so many times, but there was no chances for her to like give me the chance to talk to her, or like even like say hi to each other. It was really awkward. It was really sad. And then we didn't see each other, like we didn't run into each other for about, I would say, 7 weeks. And I wasn't getting over her, because I was still thinking of her, but I was trying to live my life and trying to turn Paige. And then one night I saw her walking in the club where I was with her best friend, and I was like, oh my gosh, like my heart started beating really hard. But like, I was trying to be polite and to my own business. And by the end of the night, she started dancing close to the table where I was. And there was this girlfriend of mine. She was like, go, go, go. And I was like, no, I don't want to get in trouble. She's not going to speak to me. And she started like, I was like standing on the couch of the table. I went down and I was like giving her my back, and she started bouncing into me. I don't know what was going on in her head. And then at one point she was keep bouncing, and I turn around, and I started dancing with her for like a couple minutes, and then she started talking to me. And it broke my heart even that moment, because she was watching Winter House, and she was like, oh, is this the guy that I was dating? Like, I didn't know, because she couldn't recognize the way that I was getting portrayed on Winter House. And, I was like feeling even worse. So we didn't finish the night in good terms. I was like, no, like, please let me explain, because all I wanted was to explain myself in general about like what happened in the past. And, and plus she was now like going against me about Winter House, but she didn't give me a chance. And then I left the club. I was like crying, and I got in a car, and I called my girlfriend, the one that told me to go to her, and I was telling her the story, and and the same, like when I was talking to her, I started getting a call from her. And we talked. Finally, she gave me the chance to explain myself. Said, listen, I understand. You got to also put yourself in my shoes, the way I felt. And said, listen, we're never going to go back together. You just got to get over me. Like, and so I was like, okay, I was losing my hope. A couple of days after, I remember that she had a phone number of mine that she never blocked, because I never even tried to text her on that. So I sent her a WhatsApp, and I said, thank you so much for letting me explain things. It made me really realizing my mistakes, and I'm really grateful for the fact that you gave me the time to explain everything. and please feel free to block this number, but I wanted to say that it was really nice to see you. And a few hours later, she answered and she said, it was really nice. Like, I'm glad that we talked and stuff. And I just like to let you know that I want to be neutral with you. I would like to, you know, if we see each other in a place, we can say hi to each other. And I said, okay, that's fine. But please don't try to text me or anything because there's no future between us. And I was like, okay, I'll accept that. So the fact that she didn't even block me, so that was good. But we agreed to maybe see each other for a coffee. So we went for this coffee. We talked about life first. And then I tried once again to plead my case and to try to have another chance. Like, no, there's no way, stop. It's like, this is a closed door. But she was also like, because she's an interior designer. And, but she also like kind of wanted to get into modeling. So she wanted me to, she didn't want me to help. I offered my help to find a new agent. And I told her, listen, let me help you to find a new agent. And with that excuse, I went to one of the meetings with one of these agents that was a friend of mine. And I was able to, after the meeting, to ask her, oh, why don't we have lunch? And then the day after, why don't we go to the museum? You know, you've never been to this museum, all like in a really friendly way. No physical contact, nothing. And then I started like seeing her every day, always really in a really polite way. I wasn't texting her. We weren't texting each other. We're like just about, okay, what do? You want to meet up? Okay. And then my parents were in town and she asked me, I would love to meet your parents. And, you know, my mom, after my ex-girlfriend told me, please, I don't want to meet anyone else until it's the right girl. And she knew how much I suffer for her. So when I asked her, Mom, like, you know, I started hanging out with her again. Nothing is happening. We're not dating, but she would like to meet you. So we went out for dinner with my parents, and she really felt comfortable. And she said, this is the man that I want, because she saw how I was with my parents, the relationship that we had. And then she told me, like, you know, she also like told me that she apologized also for the way she treated me and the fact that she didn't want to listen to me. And one step at a time, we start like seeing each other again and dating. And after a couple of weeks of dating, I was like, you know, I'm going to Italy for Christmas. What do you think? Would you like to come? And, you know, she was really like undecided because she was like kind of too soon. But then she talked to her parents. Her parents said, why not? Go. And she ended up coming, and, you know, everything's been good since then.
So it was really your parents that helped seal the deal for you.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I know so because she saw how much I was into them, how great of a relationship we had, and she really felt comfortable. She said, that's the kind of man that I want to see, like a guy that is like the same value that I have, that is close to the family. And I think there was the deal breaker, what it makes her like,